I'm going to share with you today a super easy way to be able to make or pick up and trade 20 points on the Nasdaq 100 futures. It's all centering around a simple strategy when it comes to supply and demand. That's what we're looking for. I'll talk about this same strategy on the channel in multiple videos, but being able to pick up these 20 points is fairly easy because 20 points equates to be 80 ticks, all right? Because there are 4 ticks in every point on the Nasdaq 100 futures, okay? Whether you're trading the micros or the E-minis. So the strategy is simple, all right? I had a zone marked up this morning. This was a beautiful demand area from September the 12th, which was last Thursday. Now, the market did not tap back into this zone here, as you can see, until around 10:35. This is on my 120 range chart. The key to really understanding or getting in these type of setups where you can pick up those 20-point moves with the strategy is simply marking zones off your higher base chart first. Again, I'll say that again. You have to mark off a zone off of a higher base chart. Demand or supply. In this case, we're talking about a beautiful demand setup on the Nasdaq 100 futures. Now, here's the trading strategy. Once we've done that, we want to move down to a lower base chart, which is going to be your entry chart. We're talking about, for me, that'll be my 24 range chart. So I start with the higher base chart, marking a zone. Then I move down to a lower base chart using this trading strategy to find a demand zone as well. Now, sometimes you'll have a demand zone within a demand zone or a supply zone within a supply zone when it comes to the actual trading setup itself. And sometimes there may not be a zone or a valid one inside the higher base zone. In this case here, I'm going to show you what I did on this specific trade here. And then I'm going to show you the video clip and where I actually took the trade. So, but what we want to do is identify the movement, the structure of the market as well. So, you know, what we see here is the market's been making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, to the upside. We have this beautiful untested demand area. I mean, you should be able to understand what this is. Aggressive buying to the upside. We got a breaker structure above this area right here. Okay, so the market pulled back and broke above with aggressive push to the upside. It did not come back on the 12th or Friday the 13th. Okay, I know that kind of sounds a little spooky maybe, but it didn't come back to the area or the demand zone, okay, until today around, again, 10:35. When we came back to the zone, I'm going to unfold and show you and break down and look so we can look and see what happened on this trade setup surrounding the strategy. If you can pick up 20 points on the Nasdaq, okay, think about it. Trading one contract, all right, it's going to net you, or not net you, it's going to gross you pretty much $400. 2 contracts, $800, and then, you know, your commissions. With the micros, that's $40, okay? So, because the micros are 10 times less than the full-on E-minis, but still, 2 contracts, you could pick up somewhere between $80 to $100, picking up 20 points, moves on the Nasdaq. It's fairly easy, okay? But it's all about making sure you're looking for right setups. I love to see, or I want to see, a breaker structure where the market's made an aggressive push to the upside, and then it comes back to that area on my higher base chart starting off first. All right. Again, we're going to move down to the lower base chart now. Okay, I'm on the lower base chart here. Now, one thing that I did do, I went to the left-hand side to see if there was a valid demand zone, one where there was a gap once the market tested the higher base demand zone. There was one right here, but the market pushed to this area, I believe. Let me make sure. Go back here. Yeah. So it pushed through this small demand zone right here. Okay, it broke through it and it pushed lower. And there was not I believe, let me see, was there a valid demand zone below? Yeah, there was one right here, but it didn't come that far down. So in this case here, because we don't have a clean or valid demand zone marked up within the higher base zone here, which is this larger box right here. What I'll do then is wait to see if we can get a breaker structure to the upside to where the market is basically, giving us a sign that it may be trying to change direction. Okay. So what I saw here was that the market pushed up, okay, pulled back, and then we broke this area structure right here. All right. This area structure above 19,358, leaving behind this area. This is a demand area, but this is not a high probability demand zone. This is a low probability demand zone. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, it's just basically, is there a gap back at the zone? Is the zone mitigated or unmitigated? I talk about that topic across the channel in multiple videos here on the YouTube channel. So please watch the videos. Okay, if you have questions, spend time watching the videos and you can find your answers there. Now, the market broke up. This is a invalid zone for me because it's low probability. This is a valid high probability demand zone because they have aggressive push to the upside. Okay, the market pulls back and breaks structure. So this is a demand zone that helped or aided in taking out this area structure right here. What I wanted to do then was to simply wait for the market to come back to this area. It did. I marked the zone. So we had a higher base zone where the market reacted from. I couldn't find a lower base zone on my 24 range chart within the higher base zone of the 120 range chart. So what I did was I waited for a structure break on the lower base chart, which is the 24 range chart. Once we got a break of structure, identified this demand zone resting right here, waited for the pullback. Now, I got into this trade way too late. I saw the setup maybe a few moments after because I wasn't right in front of my chart, but I had the zone marked up. Came back to it. It was already making its move. So I went ahead because we weren't too far away from getting the breaking close above to go long. So I went ahead and entered to go long. All right. Now my entry was right around here, around 19,345 or 346, and I took out up here. So I was able to pick up 20 plus points on this move right here. But had I gotten in right here at 27, which is, or say 28, 19,328, yeah, I would have picked up maybe another 15 points there, at least another 10 points right there. So I'll probably have picked up in the neighborhood between 30 and 32 points on that trade there, but I got in late. So that's all I do. This is how you're going to be able to easily pick up those 20 points just using this strategy on a daily basis. Okay. Talking about the Nasdaq 100, whether it's the micros or the E-minis. Now, I'm going to show you the video clip right quick of the trade that I actually took so you can see it right quick. So I'm aiming for 19,372. As you can see right here, my stop was back at, I think, 337. So I think I may have pulled it up a little bit afterwards. But anyways, I was aiming for this area up here. This would have definitely gave me more than 20 points. I think I picked like 22, 23 points right there. But let me go ahead and click play so you can see the video clip of the trade that I took here. This was the demand zone right here on the 24 range chart. And it goes up there, hits my TP. And I think I may have closed it out here to pick up these 22 or 20. Yeah, it was 22 points right there that I picked up, I believe, on that trade right there. But it was an easy setup. I just had to wait because there was not a demand zone resting on the higher base chart. So basically a demand zone within a demand zone on the on the 120 range chart. So I had to wait for a structure break there. But this is an easy way to be able to pick up 20 points for anyone out there that trades the Nasdaq 100. We just use a multiple chart confluence, marking up your zones on a higher base chart and then moving down, looking for the same type of setup on a lower base chart. I talk about it across the channel here on multiple videos. So please spend some time if you're interested in the strategy. And you can basically educate yourself in doing so. But for all those who are interested in becoming an elite member for a very, very inexpensive fee of only $6.99 a month, to where you get a boatload of ton of trade breakdowns where you can watch me take, or I go into detail about, or discussion about trades that I've taken. I do that because I want to break these trades down so you can grasp an understanding of the concept, of the idea, of the strategy, and how I trade. Again, using a multi-chart confluence. But anyways, I break those trade setups down, walking you through setups like that to where you can see them, one after another through this video content has helped many traders out there, because it's there's no better way of being able to visually see with your own eyes and somebody discussing things in front of you, and eventually you catch on. So again, for anyone out there who's interested in becoming an elite member, the link is down in the description portion of the video. It's the second link. Okay, the first one's for the Discord. The second one is titled "Become a Elite Member." Click on that. 2 tiers will pop up. Make sure to choose the one for $6.99, and that's going to give you access to many videos covering trade breakdowns that I've taken, many of them that I posted over in the Discord, but I break them down for those that's, are really loyal supporters and support the channel as a whole. But also you get other video content like a great video I did on market structure and the video playlist. That's a list of videos that I've hand selected, the ones that I feel like are really covering, the nuts and bolts of the strategy and where I break things down to kind of eliminate you from having to watch over 900 and some videos. Yes, a lot of video content. And the reason why I push out so much is because I am trying to get the message across, trying to show people about the strategy. And, it's up to you. It's fair game. If it doesn't work for you, then, hey, no hard feelings. Just kind of move on then. That's the thing about it. Something doesn't work, then cut your ties early and move on. If something does work and you're making money with it, stick with it. I always say that. If you're consistent and you have a different strategy, please stick with it as long as you're making money doing so. But outside of that, that's all I want to share today with you. Was talk about the trade that I took today and let you know how super easy it is to make these 20 points with this strategy. That's it. Okay? But go ahead, if you're not a current subscriber right now, click on that sub button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you don't miss any other uploads here on the channel. And if you found value in today's video content, please drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and click on it right now. I appreciate it. Take care. Have a great one.